Okay, y'all, listen, welcome in the building. Welcome in the building. Happy Thursday, okay? Happy Thursday. It's Trending Topics Thursday, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Decisions. Decisions. And, he's not on the docket tonight, but I'll mention Diddy and his decisions. Diddy was at Fort Dix running his mouth, telling the people that Trump was going to pardon him in 2026. Well, Trump just told the New York Times he ain't pardoning Diddy. Said, I ain't considering it. He said, yeah, I got a letter from Diddy. He said, it's a no for me. See, they said it's this thing, when I was growing up, it said, don't count your chickens before they hatch. He should have kept his mouth closed, waited till the pardon was in hand, walked out of Fort Dix and said thank you and went somewhere, sat down and mind his business. But it looks like for now, Diddy's going to be doing that whole 4 years. So that means he's not going to see the day of light until 2028. Maybe he'll learn how to shut up now. So that's decisions though, right? And this Sherrone Moore, the coach that got fired because he wanted to mingle, he married coach Sherrone Moore, and he wanted to, sleep with the help. Lost his $1 million job. It was more than $1 million, but you know what I mean. Your multi-million-dollar job, and you lost it over sex. People are crazy. So they released a 911 call when his wife called the day he got fired because he was spiraling out of control. And she called 911 saying, you saved my husband. And I could tell by this 911 call, he had a good wife. A good wife. You get fired because you cheating and acting a fool. That woman's still concerned about you, still love you, and was calling the cops to go find you to save your life. I don't understand men. You got a good woman at home, and you can't control yourself because a big butt and a smile. And you losing it. It's ridiculous. But we're going to listen to his 911 call. And somebody got to retrain these 911 operators because they're not compassionate, if you ask me. But I'm going to let y'all listen, and we're going to discuss it together. Then we got, I don't understand these girls and the men. I don't get it. I ain't never been with no man that made me lose my mind like that. This chick lost her natural mind. Her and her boyfriend had a fight, breaking up, whatever was going on between her and her boyfriend. She decides in an apartment building that has a terrace that she gonna go put his clothes in the barbecue and set his clothes on fire. She burnt down the whole building. Now she locked up. He probably laying up in somebody else's bed. And you a whole fool. And for what? People are stupid. You jeopardize your own life and the lives of others. People don't have homes now because of you, because you got mad at some man and you wanted to burn up his clothes. Girl, just throw the clothes out the window or in the trash. Now, in my townhouse development, because we share walls with the neighbors, and I do have a deck, but they told us we can't have the grill we can't really have a real grill. We're not supposed to. Now people do, but I don't, because people follow the rules. They said you can have an electric grill. I don't know if you ever had anything off an electric grill. It don't even taste like real barbecue. But I understand what they're saying. Because if I have a gas grill or the grill with the coal that you got to set the fire, and something happened on my day, I'm burning down the whole neighborhood. People are ridiculous. You burnt down a building over a man, and now you locked up. You are hopeful. Oh my God. Let me see. Paula said, hey, Diva, I miss y'all. My parents' house burned down Saturday night. It's been a rough week, but everyone's okay. Oh my God, Paula. Thank God everybody's okay. Thank God everybody's okay. And I'm so sorry that the house burned down. But to God be the glory, y'all all are okay. So sorry. Nice to see you here. Then speaking of fire, y'all heard about that Swiss fire in that club? That fire was horrible. I've been avoiding that story for days because it broke my heart, because it was all young kids pretty much and teenagers. Everybody now at these different clubs, they have those sparkling things. Like sometimes when they're coming out, they're saying happy birthday to somebody. They light these sparkling candles or whatever the case may be. It was those sparklers. Caught on the ceiling, burnt the place down. And the owner, and it's a husband and wife that own the club. The wife was there. You know what she saved? She saved the money they made that night. They got video of her getting, thank you, VIP bottle sparklers. Thank you, thank you to my mod there. My mod Savannah. VIP bottle sparklers. In the club caught on fire. I want to say over 40 people died. This chick, the owner, is there. She's in the club that night. She went and grabbed all the money and ran out, and people are screaming for help. Before they found out, now she was talking about her and her husband, they can't sleep at night. They so devastated. You devastated? You saved the money. You didn't even try to drag a human being out of that inferno that you own. Horrible decisions. And at first I was like, you know what, I know this is not anything that the club owners meant. I was saying to myself, I hope they don't go too hard on them. No, they need to charge you with every count of murder, because you were there and you left and saved the money and didn't save a life. Trash decisions. We're going to talk about it. So listen, people, y'all know what time it is. It's time for me to bring the people on in the building. Y'all know what I need in the chat. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Thursday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title's called Decisions. We got Sherrone Moore's 911 call by his wife. We got the apartment Inferno, and we got the Swiss fire in the nightclub and that greedy owner. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo.
Hey, Savannah. Hey, 48.
Hey, Diva.
Julius. Listen, we're going to go ahead and get started.
Hey, y'all, hit the like button for the Diva.
Thank you, Julius. We're going to go ahead and get started, and we'll start with the Sherrone Moore's wife says, he was threatening to take his own life. they released the 911 call. Okay, so Sherrone Moore's wife, hold on, let's see. Sherrone Moore's wife says he threatened S to take his.
Ready for afternoon tea with a twist? Step onto the tea.
The 911 call has been released. I'm going to play that call for us. Hold on one second. Okay, let's skip the ad here. Let's take a listen.
911, where's your emergency?
My husband, I'm worried that my husband's going to hurt himself. And I need you, can you guys track his phone?
Okay, why do you think he's trying to hurt himself?
Because he said that to me.
Okay, what did he say specifically?
He said he's trying to kill himself.
Okay, where is he?
I don't have a clue. He just
Okay,
called
where
me
was
and said
he?
he got fired from his job, and he's in crisis. He's in crisis, and I told him that I love him and that I need him to come home, but I don't know where he is. He said he was at a highway.
Okay, but he was last known to be at work?
What?
He was last known to be at work?
Yes.
Okay, where does he work?
I can give you a cell phone number. Can you track it?
Okay, slow down. I have to answer some questions first so we can get to the bottom of this, okay? Where does he work?
He works at University of Michigan.
Okay. Where specifically? Do you know, like at the hospital or at?
No, the football, Tim Beckler Hall. His name is Sherrone Moore.
Okay. All right, what kind of vehicle should he be driving?
A black Tahoe.
A black Tahoe?
Yeah. 2025 Chevy black Tahoe.
Okay. All right, hold on just a second for me, okay? What's your name?
My name's Kelly. I'm his wife.
Okay, Kelly. All right. Does he normally carry any weapons on him or anything?
No, he does not.
All right, and you called me right away?
I just need to make sure he's safe. Yes, I called you. He's called a couple times, and I'm terrified that he's going to do something to himself, and I can't. I told him to come home.
What's his phone number? Okay. All right. Kelly, where are you?
Yes, I'm at home, and I'm at home.
What's the home address?
Please track his. I can give you another. Can I give you another?
Does he have another phone on him?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Okay. What's that phone number?
It is.
I'm sorry. What's the last two digits?
I just need him to come home safe. I
understand. Okay. All right. We will.
Is there anything I can do?
Nope. Just stay there, okay? And we'll make contact with you, okay?
Okay. He's
right.
very upset. Not at me.
Okay.
He's upset at himself.
No, I understand.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. We'll have contact with you just shortly, okay?
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
All right.
TMC Sports has obtained the 911 call Sherrone Moore's wife made the day he lost his job at the University of Michigan's head football coach, with the woman claiming he was attempting to take his own life. Moore's wife, Kelly, is deeply emotional in the audio and asked officials if they could track his phone because she feared he would hurt himself. When dispatch asked why, Kelly replied, because he said to me, he said he's trying to take his life. Officials asked for more information on the situation, and she said she had no idea where he was. He just called me saying he got fired from his job and he's in crisis. I told him I love him and that I need him to come home, but I don't know where he is. He said he was on the highway. Kelly then explained her husband was Sherrone Moore, and yes, he was the head coach of Michigan Wolverines. Despite the circumstances surrounding Moore's situation at the time, Kelly made it clear she just wanted him home. I just need to make sure he's safe. He called a couple of times, and I'm terrified he's going to do something to himself. I told him to come home. As we previously reported, Moore was fired for having an inappropriate relationship with an employee on December the 10th. He later went to that employee's residence where prosecutors say he barged in, grabbed butter knives and scissors from the kitchen drawer, and told the staffer, "I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life." Moore was hit with 3 charges: felony home invasion and stalking and breaking and entering, both misdemeanors. He is due in court later this month. And if someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text, and the number is there. And they also have a chat line. Very sad call. I love the wife though, because she's a good woman. She just said, "I want my husband safe." And you could tell that they were all kind of in a little crisis, because you could tell the kids were chaotic in the background. In my opinion, your thoughts?
You can't save somebody that don't want to save themselves. I know good and well he wasn't gonna do nothing to himself. He got everybody in the hissy fit. He got her all up in the hissy fit. You know what? You shouldn't do something that's gonna cause you to lose your job if you're gonna be this distraught. You shouldn't be playing around with your money if this is gonna break you this bad. He effed around and found out.
Whew. Thank you. In my opinion, Savannah, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the wife is also a victim here in this story. It's unfortunate and sad, but this was the hardest and longest fall from grace I've ever seen. This man had one of the top jobs in the country, was getting paid great money, and was a psycho because he had a history of DV with that girl. And he went there to do something to her because there is the transcript says that he went to the apartment, grabbed some knives, and was yelling at her that she ruined his life, blaming her instead of blaming himself. So I don't feel any type of empathy towards this man because I think he's just upset he got caught. And he knows that everything he lost just went away within hours because Michigan could easily have been in the playoffs right now playing a bowl. But because of he couldn't control his desires, his addictions, he jeopardized his family, his career, and his legacy.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Hey Diva, hey panel, hey chat. Yeah, I agree with everything Savannah just said. He's trying to tell me he been off his stuff or whatsoever. My first, and then you knowing you lost your job because you was cheating on me, and the wife is still calling, being concerned, doing this. She's a strong woman. But when he was saying all that, I've been like, okay, what are insurance policies at? So I know what I need to do. Anyway,
Katrina.
You got me out here looking like a fool. You was the head coach of this team. And now you have, like you said, you have fallen so far down that it's ridiculous. And it wasn't because, it was from a racial thing because they didn't want a black person that they had nothing to do with it. You went out like a fool, like a sucker. And then you call and try and tell your wife this stuff. You already put it through enough. Why you even calling her, telling her that bull crap? Because you weren't planning on doing something. You plan on doing something to yourself, you would have just went on and did it. You wouldn't have time to call nobody and tell somebody what you finna do. You wanted to see what her sympathy was so you would know how to come back home. But you get what you. I mean, you did this to yourself. Nobody did it to you. You did this to yourself because you couldn't stop being a cheater. You couldn't stop being a cheater. You was cheating on your wife, and now look at that karma came around and kicked you right in the forehead. And like I said, I've been like, okay, you good, but where you put them insurance policy papers at? But yeah, he'll get him. Whatever happened, gonna happen. That's all I got. Cause you messed your own self up, man. You crazy. That's it, Eva.
Okay. Thank you, Katrina. Julius, your thoughts?
No sympathy here for that clown.
Mm.
But I want to echo what Savannah said. Even though he played in the wife's face,
Mm-hmm.
she was still a victim of his abusive acts.
Yeah.
And we got to be frank here. Cheating is abusive.
Okay, come on, you better talk.
Cheating is abusive.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk about it like it's abuse, but it is abusive because you gaslight your partner when they're suspicious of something, and when they find evidence, you gaslight them. You act like they're a total stranger, interrogating you like you're the police. But
you talking tonight. You talking tonight, Julius. I like.
You're the one being abusive.
Mm.
And not only that, not only are you abusing your wife, you're abusing your mistress. Even though she played an intricate part in the destruction of your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You're still the cause of this abuse as a whole. And you can hear it. And I know that the dispatcher, she didn't want to be agitated. She's like, calm down, calm down. She said it twice just to ease the woman's mind. Like, she didn't want to come off antagonizing, because I think it clicked from her, like, what kind of game is this fool playing? Let me see if I can get her to talk. Let me see, just by talking to her, I can ease her mind. I can reassure her. Because I do feel like this is not the first time that this man has stepped out and has been abusive. There has been other times, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just the first time he's been caught. And with this one, he lost everything. And he's about to lose his wife. And if I was that woman, I would divorce him.
I appreciate you. 48, your thoughts?
Hey, Diva, panel, chat. And first, before I start, Miss Paula, I'm gonna keep your family in my prayers. I hope everything get better for y'all. With this story, Diva, I think that, like everyone else said, it was very. It kind of peed me off because
Mm-hmm.
it's very abusive. He trying to finesse, and like Katrina said, he was just testing the waters. That really just irritated me. The lady that answered the call, she irritated me. I
Mm-hmm.
hope that they, send that call to whoever can fix that, because to me, in emergency situations, the first thing you should be getting from me anyway, in a calm, cool, and collective voice, is my name and address.
Come
That's the
on.
first things you need to get you. You can say that very politely. Yes, ma'am, I understand you called, but I need your name and your address so that we could get right to what you calling me about. She was so rude to me. But I'ma just say this. He wants us to feel bad for him, and that he wanted to unalive himself for getting caught cheating, like in my opinion said.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever he feel like he needs to do, just go ahead and do that. Because me personally, I don't care. The fact that you said that Savannah said that he's abused her before, that really just sent me to the cliff and pushed him over. So whatever he feels like doing, go ahead and do that. Say, save his wife the trauma. And like Katrina said, let him know where the life insurance policy and stuff is at. He's taking advantage of her. I hope that she sees that. She seems like a good woman. I hope that she sees that. I hope she has some good women in her corner that feed into her, speak into her life, and that she could get over this, because she has nothing to feel guilty about. Not even the burden of him calling her. She lucky I ain't her homegirl. Girl, bing bop, like Kendrick said, bing bop, boom bop, bam. That type of I'm on, you just don't understand. She need people like that in her life. But on the real, I hope that she really do get away, and that she do got people in her life to push her to do better and encourage her.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like I said, she's a good woman. She's a good woman because she was like, I just want him home, want him safe. The poor babies are in the background crying. You know, just in general, men don't understand the devastation that they cause when they want to sit there and just, like you said, cheat on their wife. And you gave me a whole new concept, Julius. I agree. Cheating is abusive. It is, because you're gaslighting a person and you're jeopardizing them because you're sleeping with these individuals with no protection. Yeah, it's very sad, but I pray and wish you the best. He really literally took his family now into a whole nother trajectory of life, all because he wanted to play games. I'm going to share a screen and we're going to roll into this next story, the apartment Inferno. Girlfriend is a whole fool. I'm not losing my life over no man. There's more men out there. You better wake up and figure that one out. Okay, hold on one second.
And several firefighters taken off a stretcher, and several families right now are homeless, all because a woman allegedly set her boyfriend's clothes on fire. We want to thank you all for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Keith Garvin. What investigators say started as a lover's quarrel ended up destroying the South Lake Villa apartments in Sheldon. Harris County Fire Marshals say the woman was arrested on an arson charge. Corley Peel joins us live from the complex where crews just cleared that scene. Corley.
Keith, we saw firefighters leave about 30 minutes ago, but if you look behind me, you can see all that is left is damaged. Tons of homes are destroyed from that fire. And this is also where we witnessed a firefighter falling through the ceiling. We're hoping that he is okay, but investigators say all of this happened because a woman was mad at her boyfriend. Flames raging through the South Lake Villa apartments. Black smoke filling the sky as firefighters fight the flames. Neighbors like Shanteria White were seen moving out the few items they could salvage.
I actually almost had a panic attack, honestly. My kids were shaking, asking like, Mama, the house is gone.
Firefighters rushed to the scene before noon. This woman, seen being escorted away in handcuffs, is accused of starting the fire. Investigators say she was mad at her boyfriend and set fire to his clothes in a barbecue pit on a unit patio.
I honestly don't understand how a person can do that. It's people around you, it's kids around you. It's nothing worth, losing your life over, going to jail over. It's just not worth it.
Fire investigators say the woman put the fire out, but it reignited and spread throughout the attic, damaging an entire building, leaving dozens of neighbors, including White, without a home.
I work so hard for my stuff. So to know that everything's just gone in the blink of an eye is kind of, it's devastating. It's terrible when you didn't do it and it happened from somebody else.
Neighbors were not hurt. Several hours later, firefighters returned when the fire rekindled. Our camera capturing the moment a firefighter fell through the second floor and was rushed away in an ambulance. Where will you and your family go?
I don't have a lot of family, so, I got to figure it out. I have friends. They telling us it's going to take months, for us to get our stuff back. So now that leaves us having to figure out where we're going to lay our head at. Our kids lay their head at. Kids got to go back to school, Wednesday. So it's just a lot.
Neighbors tell me that Red Cross is assisting. I did have a chance to speak to the firefighters out here tonight. They told me they did have an issue trying to get into this apartment complex when they first responded to the fire. They said it took them about 10 minutes to get through the gate because the emergency button was not working. So we have reached out to apartment management about that. They were not here when we arrived, but we will be working to get in contact with them. Investigators have not released the name of the woman who was arrested on that arson charge, but this is an ongoing investigation. We, of course, will keep you updated. Reporting live from Sheldon, Corley Peel, KPRC 2 News.
Unbelievable. Let me share screen again. So the woman allegedly burns boyfriend's clothes in a barbecue pit, causing a fire to irreparably damage apartment building. The woman was charged with reckless arson on Monday, January the 5th. A Texas woman was charged with a reckless arson in connection with an apartment fire on Monday, January 5th. The fire happened at the alleged domestic disturbance between a woman and her boyfriend. The woman allegedly put his clothes in a barbecue pit on the apartment's balcony, and the flames later reignited, damaging 13 units, according to the Harris County Fire Marshal. So a Texas woman has been charged with reckless arson after she allegedly burned her boyfriend's clothes in a barbecue pit, officials said on Monday, January the 5th. The woman allegedly burned the clothes in a barbecue pit on an apartment balcony in Sheldon, Texas, the Harris County Fire Marshal said in a statement. The fire allegedly came after the woman and her boyfriend were involved in a domestic disturbance, investigators discovered when they arrived at the scene. The Harris County Fire Marshal says that the woman attempted to put out the fire, but it later rekindled and spread to the building, according to the agency statement. The fire spread to other apartments, leaving 13 units heavily and irreparably damaged, Sheldon Community Fire and Rescue said. The 13 apartments were damaged by fire, smoke, or water. The second floor also collapsed into the first floor, per Fox 26. Randall was transported to the hospital for undisclosed reasons. One firefighter was later taken to the hospital, but is in stable condition, that outlet reported. Witness Marie Thompson told the news that the roof had caved in and stuff was falling off the back. Unbelievable, because you got mad at some man. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Listen here. I don't know what crack she was smoking at the time, but they need to leave that stuff alone. Um, First of all, ain't no man worth your time, your money, or your good health. I don't understand this. I really don't. These people getting crazy over what's behind these people's legs. I just can't. Whatever he did, you could have just up and left him. You started a whole fire at this place. 13 units. The level of I just want her to serve so much time in jail and have so many fines on her because you don't understand how hard it is to replace your stuff after something like this happens. Or the level of stress that somebody goes through after something like this happens, especially when they have kids. Even the help that people give you is never enough. I just really hope they give her a lot of time so she could wake up and wake up from this dream that she's in, that she thought she was so crazy that she was gonna set some clothes on fire on a balcony. Like that stuff wasn't gonna spread. Fool, you are not in no Waiting to Exhale or no other movie neither. You need to stop this craziness.
Thank you. In my opinion, Savannah, your thoughts?
I agree with everything in my opinion said. But I'm mad at the officials because I looked this up. Lisa Left Eye was charged with first degree arson, and we all know Lisa Left Eye's Lopez situation with Andre, her boyfriend at the time, and what she did to his clothes and burned down his house. And she was charged with first degree arson. This woman here was charged with reckless arson, which is the equivalent of discarding a lit cigarette and some leaves. I think that is highly unfair. The difference between reckless and first degree is intent. She didn't mean to burn the whole building down. So therefore, they haven't charged her as with Lisa. It's a less severe offense It's a lower degree felony, or in other words, a misdemeanor. So she done caused millions and millions of dollars of damage, displaced families. I believe it's 17 units, and all she's going to be charged with is a misdemeanor. No, this is criminal. This is absolute criminal. And they need to fix the law on that. Because I'm looking it up, I'm looking at it right now. Um, the difference of this charge is the intent and any additional aggravating factors. So this crime needs to be elevated, the severity needs to be elevated because this is criminal.
Yes, it is. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with Savannah. Well, I'm with, in my opinion too as well. And the thing of it is, I hope these people have rental insurance, because even though she caused the fire, you still is responsible for your apartment. So I pray that they have rental insurance. And it is a hard thing when your house catch on fire or wherever you live catch on fire. Mine's had caught on fire, and I had to stay with my mother-in-law, and that was hell on wheels right there. But yeah, she that was just stupid, girl. You could have just throw the stuff in the dumpster. You
Yeah.
some there burning the clothes. You could have just throw them away. I mean, come on. You getting rid of them anyway. So you out there doing a barbecue with clothes, and now you insert all these people up. These people got to go find homes. And it's not easy you going to live with somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's not an easy thing for them, to adjust. They can say, yeah, you can come whatsoever, but still a lot of it's not easy. You used to your own stuff. And all these people's stuff is gone because you want to go out there and have a barbecue when you could have thrown those clothes in the trash can or whatsoever. That is so stupid. You was getting rid of the stuff anyway. And it's crazy. And then you up there on the fifth floor, and they say she put it out, but the thing reignited. So yeah, she, like Savannah said, the stuff need to be up because these people could have lost their lives over you out there burning clothes. I don't know what's gonna leave people here. Girl, go find another man. He hurt you that bad, then you don't even need to be with him. If you got to burn his clothes, let him go on by his business, or he let you go on by your business or something. Because now look at this. Look when that happened. Now you got these people out here being homeless. The kids got to go to school. Got to find clothes for them. That's a lot when you lose your stuff in a fire. You have to go through so much, and this is ridiculous because there's no reason it should have been a fire. You should have just thrown the stuff in the trash can or told him to come get his stuff and let it been there. Now you stuck. You going to jail. You really toast, really. I don't know why they got it that low, because these people are gonna go back. You got to pay for that whole apartment complex. The apartment complex probably got insurance, but they're gonna want something from her as well. And these other people they probably want to sue her as well because they got to come out the rental insurance from this stuff. So she just messed herself up. I hope you had fun setting them clothes on fire because baby, you toast now. That's all I got.
Thank you. Julius, your thoughts?
She a clown too.
Mm.
You that bent out of shape and stupid to burn his clothes on your own patio. Now, see, we always talk about in our community, why are we wrecking our stuff over somebody else? You know what you should have did? You should have told them, look, you got until this date to take your clothes, or else they're going to donation.
Period.
They're going to donation. And if he don't come, guess what? You end up doing a good deed. You let someone have some new shoes, a new shirt. That's how you do. Listen, Blue Cottrell said it. Hit him up style. You hit him where it hurts. You hit him in the pocket.
Thank you, Julius. 48, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm right along with Katrina. I'm here in Texas, and one of the things that they like very vigorously iterate is that you have renters insurance, and it's because we like a flood city too. We get flooded bad and hurricanes and stuff, so it's they encourage you to do it because sometimes even FEMA and the Red Cross and stuff, they don't have the funds to help you. So I do hope that they got, they kept up their renters insurance here because they definitely gonna need it. But that lady, like Savannah and Katrina said as well, like they need to up the charge. They really do need to up the charge. Nobody want to go to TDC, but because of what you did, you need to go visit TDC for a little while.
I appreciate you. All right, we're going to go ahead and roll into the last story. The last story is a fire that happened at a club, and the owner had the nerve. She saved self and didn't care a thing about these poor individuals that was in there burning. Let's take a look.
Miraculously, I managed to get out. I think it was, I don't even know how to explain it. I managed to get out. I don't even know how to explain it. I was there where it started in the basement. I was in the basement right in the middle of it, and I had to really grab a table. I had my friend in my arms. She slipped. Unfortunately, today she has gone missing. I had to take a table down to protect myself from the flames, overturn the table and hide behind it, because the flames had started pounding and people were trying to go upstairs. There was a crowd, and so I thought I was going to get burned if I tried to push. I was waiting for the people to get upstairs. I ran afterwards and we couldn't see anything. I grabbed the table and banged it against the windows, but it was plexiglass. It wasn't breaking. So I kicked it and everything fell down.
Nous devons repartir, même si nous sommes très tristes et nous serons tristes longtemps, mais il faut repartir avec l'espérance. L'espérance. Merci à nos évêques qui auraient dû être à côté de moi, mais je pense qu'ils sont plutôt près de vous, dans la foule. Merci et courage à tous.
Hold on, let me share screen again. So cash grab, glam manager of the Switchblades bar seen fleeing burning building with the till full of cash as Inferno spread, killing 40 people. She is currently under a formal criminal investigation by Swiss authorities and faces multiple charges, including homicide by negligence. Let's take a look at this here real quick.
The floral tributes grow at this makeshift shrine in the shadow of La Constellation Bar in the Swiss ski resort of Crans-Montana, a significant development. The bar owners at the centre of the horror New Year blaze that claimed the lives of at least 40 people have been formally named as suspects in a criminal probe. The couple are accused of manslaughter, bodily harm and arson, all by negligence. Jacques Moretti, the owner, broke cover for the very first time today as police made their dramatic announcement, and the Swiss Justice Minister said, "The world needs answers." Mr. Moretti left the couple's home in nearby Lens, a short 15-minute drive from here, and drove off without commenting. He and his wife, Jessica, who suffered burns to her arm in the fire, brought the Le Constellation 10 years ago and began renovating it. Photos showed the basement being dug out, the stairway up being narrowed, and crucially, the acoustic insulating foam applied to the ceiling. Sparklers attached to champagne bottles and hoisted aloft are believed to have caught the ceiling and started the fire on New Year's Eve, with flames spreading at breathtaking speed as those inside ran towards the staircase in a desperate bid to escape. In addition to the 40 confirmed dead, a further 119 suffered serious injuries, with a vast number of those being treated in specialist burns units across Europe. For now, as people continue to file forward with flowers and tributes, there is a profound sense of sadness here, but the pain etched across the faces of the families, friends and locals is all the more palpable because of the ages of those involved. The painstaking process of identifying the dead and the injured continues, as too does the police investigation, and a growing urgency for justice to be served for those who lost their lives.
Very sad. So the glam manager of the Swiss resort bar where 40 people were killed by a catastrophic fire was allegedly seen fleeing with a till full of cash. Jessica Moretti, 40, has been accused of ignoring her customers and escaping with the nights taken as the deadly blaze took over Le Constellation in the ski town of Crans, Montana. That is her. That's the fire. Now, unfortunately, too, there was some kids that were filming the fire versus trying to flee right away. Miss Moretti, who also owns the bar along with her 49-year-old husband, Jacques, is currently under a formal criminal investigation by Swiss authorities. They face charges of homicide by negligence, bodily harm by negligence, and arson by negligence. Various media outlets across Europe are reporting that Miss Moretti, a French national, could face further criminal charges, including failing to assist people in danger. Dozens of people were trying to get out of the venue and pleading for help when she was allegedly seen escaping. French Daily Nice-Matin reports, as flames raged the establishment on New Year's Day, Jessica, who suffered an arm injury, was reportedly filmed by security cameras fleeing with the cash register. Italy's La Repubblica also reported that Jessica's priority was to escape with the cash register containing the evening's takings. Another news outlet public reports that the CCTV footage reportedly shows the bar owner leaving the premises with the cash register shortly after the start of the incident. The footage reportedly shows her carrying the bar's cash register and the day's takings. Families of those who died or were injured in a fire have filed a legal complaint with the Swiss prosecutor's office. Each family filed a complaint and joined the proceedings as a plaintiff. These applications were accepted by prosecutors. Romain Jordan, a Genevieve-based lawyer, confirmed. He did not specify the target of the legal complaint, adding only that it was against all those responsible without exception. Ms. Moretti and her husband have also been accused of destroying evidence by blocking social media accounts in the aftermath of the devastating blaze. Mr. Jordan claimed that the Le Constellation bar suspended its Facebook and Instagram accounts while rescue operations were ongoing. He told the Times that the accounts were blocked between 3 a.m. and 6:30 a.m., adding it's curious that while the emergency operation was underway, someone was thinking about this. He claimed that the venue had been advertising its New Year's Eve festivities prior to suspensions and said they showed how the bar was, and the suspension showed the question of security came to the manager's minds straight away. Cops are now investigating renovation work carried out in 2015 after allegations of insignificant safety standards emerged. The police probe will also seek to identify the use of firefighters, emergency exit, and other firefighting equipment on the premises. One former waitress claimed the emergency exit was always locked. The fire was one of the worst disasters in recent Swiss history and has led to an outpouring of grief in Switzerland, which will hold a national day of mourning this week. It likely started when the fountain candle sparklers were held aloft too close to the ceiling at the Constellation Bar, the region's chief prosecutor has said. Images from before the tragic fire show a bartender in a crashed helmet holding a lit sparkler aloft, while on the shoulders of another employee wearing a Guy Fawkes mask. An Inferno engulfed the basement nightclub within minutes in what is known as a flashover fire, where all combustible materials in a room ignite simultaneously. Some 119 people were injured, including many with severe burns. Cops have now identified the bodies of all 40 victims who died in the tragic blaze. All victims range in age from 14 to 39 years old, with teenagers making up more than half of the death toll. Some 26 of the 40 dead were teenagers, with the victims including a 14-year-old French national and a 14-year-old from Switzerland, police said. In total of 21, the dead were Swiss citizens, 7 were French, and 6 were Italian. Other victims from Romania, Turkey, Portugal, Belgium, as well as Swiss-French dual national. Charlotte, who was educated in Britain, has been identified as one of the victims of a Swiss ski resort fire on New Year's Eve. Charlotte, believed to be 15, has not been heard from since the Inferno erupted at the packed tourist bar. The resort's website lists Charlotte as a babysitter, adding that she is in France very often. Teenager Charlotte previously attended Emmanuel College, a private Jewish school in Bushy, and she is in a post on social media. Her family said, "It is with great sadness that we announce the passing of our beautiful daughter and sister, Charlotte. Details regarding the funeral arrangements will follow shortly. It is most likely on Thursday in Paris. Thank you for your support to support those last few days." Tragic victims, grief-stricken mom, Lolita, who spent days searching for her missing son, Arthur, 16, said he was among them. She said, "Our Arthur has now left to party in paradise." Promising Swiss boxer Benjamin Johnson, 18, and bouncing Stefan, 31, who helped save several revelers from the flames, were also named among the dead. Chiara, a 16-year-old Italian girl, became the second named victim of the blaze after her father, Andrea, told the Italian newspaper, "My beloved Chiara is no more." Her identification followed that of an Italian 17-year-old golf prodigy, Emmanuel. The teen, who was a keen golfer, in his Instagram account features a picture of him posing with pro Rory McIlroy, caption "Pick of the Year." More than 2,000 mourners walked in silence through the Swiss ski resort in a poignant procession, which followed an emotional church service in memory of the dead. Mourners, young and old, wiped tears from their eyes during the hour-long service as flags outside flew at half-mast. One woman inside the church listened intently, her hands clasped tightly as speakers delivered readings in German, French, and Italian. The crowd then slowly walked in silence from the church towards the makeshift shrine set up in the shadow of the near the bar to pay their respects. Very sad situation. What makes it even sadder is this owner, despicable. You leave and with the earnings. In my opinion, your thoughts?
This lady is sick and evil. To even think about the money. When you had kids that were trapped in there. Despicable. To have the emergency exits locked and you worried about the cash registers that you probably had insurance on. This lady is sick and evil. Her and her husband should never see the light of day again. I'm not a big fan of the deep penalty, but this is definitely one of those cases where they could give her the deep penalty and I would be perfectly fine with it. I'm telling you, this is pure evil. You sat there, you took your registers with full of cash. You made sure you was gonna get your money, but you didn't make sure these kids and these families got out safe. You didn't even try to take a person with you. You didn't lift a hand. You didn't even look back to see if they were okay. You didn't even open the emergency exit so there would be another way out. But you took the money. Evil.
Savannah, your thoughts?
Well, whatever she was able to run out of the door with, divide that by 40 now. Because they are, and we can't police what other countries have their regulations and rules for safety and occupancy and establishments and clubs and stuff like that. But whatever monies and properties that these two have, divide that by 40 because these families are going to be compensated. I'm just surprised there was kids as young as 14 in the club at midnight. Where do they do that at? That's crazy. So it's a tragedy for that country, but these two are going to definitely pay divided by 40.
Yeah, I will agree with you, Savannah. I just couldn't imagine like all of these kids like partying at night, like in a club. Yeah, rest in peace. But I was shocked.
The one in 119 that was hurt.
Katrina, your thoughts?
How she got out and the kids didn't get out? How she got out of there? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If you had a way out, why didn't you tell them to follow you? They could have got out that way. And the thing that is ironically, they set up their videotaping the ceiling on fire. I mean, they're putting it on their iPhones. Like if I'm seeing this, don't you think I'm gonna take time to record this? I've been looking for the first way to get up out of there. They recording the building on fire. They standing in there recording it. And yeah, a flame should have hit her in the back of the head while she was running out that door. And let her felt how these kids felt down in that thing. And like you said, Savannah, it's 14. But you know, in those countries, like in Germany, whatever, you can drink alcohol at the age of 17 and 19. You don't even have to be 21 over there. But yes, this is ridiculous. Lady, if you got your tail out, you should have made sure you should have told the kids come this way. Because I'm quite sure they panicking and whatsoever. And I know that they had, oh God, please forgive me, they had a slow death with that smoke inhaling and all that stuff. It's crazy. And you gone with your money. So the money that you said, Savannah said, you took up out of there, they need to be double times of the people that you caused harm to because you didn't make sure your venue was even safe. You had your exit doors locked. I mean, come on. Did you sacrifice these kids or something? Why are you locking the exit doors, the escape doors? That don't make no sense to me. That should have been clear and free, so just in case something like this did happen, so they can get out of there. You know, she need to get exactly what she got coming to her because this really and truly, yes, it is a homicide because you walked up out of there. You didn't take nobody with you. You ain't did nothing, but you took your money. So I hope you good because now you and your money are going to depart from each other because you're going to have to pay these folks and the lawyers and everything else that you're going to have to pay. So go ahead and fool with her money. And now look with her money and got her in a jail cell. That's all I got.
Thank you, Julius.
Put her under the jail.
Mm.
I have family members who ran bars. And they always say the first thing we check before they even fix anything is the exits to make sure they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Then, they can make the bar, look how they want it to look. But of course, they fix stuff that may be wrong. But even then, in my state, they're on it when it comes to fire code. Where's the fire alarms? Where's the sprinklers? Where's the emergency exits? But one thing I gotta give the Swiss government credit on, they don't play. If they place you how it says in that article, oh, you going down. You thought it was okay to just grab the money. F the money. You could make that easily. People's lives matter more.
Mm-hmm.
So I want her and her man under the jail. I don't care who was hurt by my statement. I don't care. Those people were scared. They didn't know how to get out. So you know what? It's time for the both of them to feel some pain. That's it.
Thank you. 48, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with what everybody said. But I'm gonna say something different. But I do agree with what everybody said.
Mm-hmm.
The Swedish people are very good people. Those people look out for the people in their country.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that they get their emergency system, I guess, like everyone else was saying about the exits and the fire extinguishers and the sprinkler systems. I hope it brings awareness to their government as well to maybe be a little bit more on that. But I know that they are a good country. I know that they treat their people right. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that they see this as a flaws that they could fix. And it's sad that it was children and families in there that lost their life, but my prayers to all of those families, that lost their loved ones that night. And whatever justice that the Swiss government decides to give, whatever it is, if they believe in the deed, I'm with that too. So whatever they decide, Godspeed.
Yeah. I think that wife definitely, because she was there that night, she definitely needs to pay. I would have more sympathy for her. She was there and she was like running around trying to bust open doors, telling the people, get out, come this way, come that way, whatever. But she literally grabbed the register and just left. When you had the other young kid that was speaking in the first video that I showed, he was literally trying to help save lives. So you got another person trying to save lives, and this is your bar and you was there and you're not trying to save lives. It's just insane to me. Like, just totally insane. No money could have meant that much to me. I would have been sick to my stomach knowing that I ran out of there and wasn't trying to help people and I owned a club. So I will stay connected to this story to see what ends up happening with her. Sherrone Moore, I mean, for people that have their, like, you're doing your dream job, that doesn't happen for a lot of people. You're doing your dream job and you're getting paid a boatload of money to do it. And for you to blow that up in smoke like that is crazy to me. And you know what? The only people I feel for is the wife and his children. This apartment for Inferno, this girl is crazy. I don't understand what people don't understand about. Like, maybe that just wasn't your person. And maybe you're going to find your person. But you want to burn somebody's clothes and they will want to stay with you after that, and you want to stay with them, that they got you so infuriated that you feel the need to burn their clothes. Anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for Trending Topics. Y'all know the routine. If you ain't hit that like button on the way in, do the diva a favor, hit it on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.